Well, hello everybody and welcome back to the Lynn Life. Now, on our last video I said that the next video was going to be a tree lighting ceremony up at the Root Farm. But that didn't happen. The tree lighting ceremony did, but we didn't end up going because Lynn had been losing a lot of sleep several nights. And she just wasn't in a state that, she could, was comfortable going up there, so we did not do that, so I didn't vlog it. So instead, Lynn and I are going on a bit of an adventure early tomorrow morning. It's medical, but nothing serious. But I decided I'm going to bring you guys with us. So let's get going. My name is Jonathan, and I'm a caregiver for my wife Lynn, who has a permanent brain injury. Things are a bit different now, but we're doing the best that we can. Join us as we experience the Lynn Life. Yes, last weekend was kind of rough. If you've been watching these videos for a while, you know that Lynn does on occasion have some difficulty sleeping at night, which can go for more than a day or two. That's what happened this time. It was a little bit more severe than that. She was never in danger or anything like that. It was just difficult to deal with. And but she's all right now. She's back to herself. And in fact, she's taking a nap behind me on the couch, and I'm going to shortly have to get her lunch together and her noontime pills. So I'll be waking her up, but she's doing fine. But we have a medical procedure tomorrow, which involves her pacemaker, defibrillator, which she has on the left side. The battery needs to be replaced. It's been over 11 years that she's had it. So usually it has a lifespan of about 10, they say, but this one's gone over 11. That's because it hasn't gone off really much of it at all. So it lasted a little bit longer, but it's got to be done. We got to go to Syracuse. We got to be there at 7:15 in the morning. Syracuse is about an hour away from us, so we got to get very early and do that. And I just said, I'll make that the vlog. You guys are going to go with us. So probably the next thing you're going to see is early tomorrow morning. Well, it's 5 o'clock in the morning. Lynn's just inside. I got her all dressed and ready to go, and we should be pulling out of here at 5:30. And it snowed yesterday, and it is very cold out here right now. But there's no snow in the forecast right now, so it won't affect our trip. So, in to get Lynn. Are you ready for our adventure?
Yes, I am.
You are. You a little nervous?
Mm-hmm.
I know you are. But it's gonna be good. We'll be home again today. You're not staying there. Isn't that good?
Yeah, and you will be with.
I will be with you. And it is, what time is it, Lynn? What time does it say in there?
5:54.
5:54. And we're supposed to be at the hospital at 7:15.
We're gonna
Should be there at about 6:30, 6:40 in the parking lot. And yeah, it's pretty early. Lynn, you a little nervous, huh? Lynn's a bit nervous. I can tell when Lynn is nervous. She's getting a little confused. Sometimes she thinks that she's going to be staying overnight there at the hospital.
No, I'm not.
You're not. I know. You're not gonna stay overnight. That was when you had your the breast cancer and you had your mastectomy. That's when you had to stay overnight. So now, not for
last time that I was in the
the last time you were in the hospital. sometimes you get a little confused with that. But this is not like that. The biggest pain about this is getting there and getting there so early in the morning. But we're gonna do it.
We did it. It's 5:56.
And we're on the way. All right, well, we're entering the Syracuse area now. Right, Lynn?
Right.
And hopefully we find the hospital. I've never been to this hospital before, but my navigation's on. Hopefully tell us where we gotta go. And how about we talk to you when we make it into the parking lot? Well, we've made it. We're in the parking lot. So at the hospital, it wasn't that hard. And I just had Lynn take her pills. She's not supposed to have anything to eat or drink after midnight, which she didn't. And but she did have to have a little bit of water with her pills, because that potassium is so important, and she has to take that, and she won't take another dose until whenever this procedure is done. But now to get her wheelchair out, and I guess they said there's security we have to go through, and then we go to the registration desk, and we should be good to go, I guess, Lynn, right?
Yeah.
All right. So we got through registration. Right? We're all through registration, and now we're just waiting for the nurse to come out, right? But Lynn's doing good. Doing very good. Went to the bathroom. Got all that done. Okay. All right. Future John here. I'm shooting this later the same day, and we ran into an issue. Just as they were actually prepping Lynn, and everything looked good, and we met with the doctor, and they were doing the final checks on her pacemaker defibrillator. And they have a little device that goes over the top of it and reads it, and they can tell everything. You know, whatever's going on in there. And the original plan was to just replace the battery just under the skin, and there's a wire that runs down into the heart, or the area of the heart there, or I think it's in the heart. And they would just unplug that, put in a new battery, and that's it, you know, stitch it up, and away we go. It'd be like 20 minutes. But they discovered an issue. The wire that goes down into the heart was broken. They thought maybe it was just, you know, a bad connection. But in further investigations, discovered that it was actually faulty, and it was most likely broken. And because of that, they couldn't do the procedure. There was no sense in it. They're going to reschedule a new procedure next week, and it would involve going into a regular operating room with a cardiologist on hand, and Lynn will have to stay overnight. There'll be the old wire will be removed, a new one will be put back in, and then the battery will be placed. Just have to stay one night. Hopefully I can stay with her. She will be having a private room. They did say that. So I think they'll probably let me stay overnight. I've done it before, years ago. There was an option to leave the old wire in, but it would, first of all, there was a chance of infection if you did that, and she'd never ever be able to have an MRI again, and that's impossible. So we're going to do it the right way. We've got to go back Next week, they're going to notify me of when that is. I haven't yet. I'm assuming I'll probably get a call tomorrow. I'm shooting this on Thursday. Today is Thursday, the 14th of December. And we'll go back next week. What are you going to do? You know, but here's a picture of us, in the, actually right after she was prepped. But there's nothing we could do. We got to go at it, just forget about it. But I tell you, though, the people at that hospital were wonderful. The staff was wonderful. So I hope next week they're just as good as they were today, because they were incredible. They really went out of their way to assist us. And they were very nice, and Lynn was in, good spirits. She's still in good spirits right now. She's downstairs and still in good spirits. A bit wound up still, so I hope we can settle her down so she sleeps good tonight. But so that's what went on. Now I'll go back to this morning. Well, all right, we're out of the hospital, back in the car. Disappointing that we couldn't get the new battery in today because the wire was broken.
No,
inside.
the wire broke.
Yeah, they're broken, so it has been a long time since it was put in, going on 12 years, over 11 years. So, don't drink the water, you're fine. People very, very nice. Special thanks to Molly and Colleen, the two nurses in there that were phenomenal. They loved Lynn. They had her laughing, and you liked them, right?
Yes.
Yes, and they're very, very helpful. Everybody in this household very, very friendly. So that's a plus, and it's not that hard to get to. I know how to get here now.
And we have to go to another appointment.
Next week. They will call us about it. The doctor was very good. So the wire has to be removed. The options were to leave the old wire in, put in a new wire, and put in a new battery. That could have been done today. However, leaving that old wire in there could cause an infection, number one. And she could never, ever have an MRI ever again. So not really an option. So the best option is to go get the old wire removed and a new wire put in, and then the new battery put in. He said they would schedule it for next week. It's a bit of a process getting the old wire out, because there's scar tissue, it builds up around it and all that stuff. And this doctor is the only one qualified in the whole region to do that. So at least we're fortunate that that's the case. So it's the same doctor. Nurses says he's great. But it's got to be done in a regular operating room. And she will have to stay overnight. So I'm hoping that they'll let me stay with her in her room. And then we'll just come home the next day. So this adventure is not over. The adventure is over for today, correct? Today's adventure is over. But the overall adventure of getting Lynn's pacemaker defibrillator replaced is not. So, ready to head home, Lynn?
Yes.
All right, we're gonna head home, and you're gonna help me put a close in this video.
What do you want?
We'll see you
We'll see you next time on the Lynne and I.